Hi, I'm Marcus, a sports specialist and a STOTT Pilates instructor. Our topic for today is IT band syndrome. If you like this video, please click the like button, subscribe and turn on the notifications for more videos like this. If you have any questions, please comment below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Feel free to reach out to our WhatsApp number at the link below and schedule a complimentary consultation trial with us. Iliotibial band syndrome is an overuse injury that occurs most often in long-distance runners, bicyclists, and other athletes who repeatedly bend the knee. The IT band is a group of fibers that run the length of the upper leg from the hip to the top of the shin. When overused, the IT band can become tightened. Inflammation and irritation of the IT band occurs as it travels back and forth, crossing the bony prominence of the thigh bone at the side of the knee as the knee bends and straightens. The IT band syndrome may be the result of a combination of issues, including excessive training, poor biomechanics, weak or imbalanced muscles, muscle tightness, or lack of flexibility. Excessive training includes sudden increase in mileage for training, excessive hill training, and endurance training. Poor running techniques are such as heavy heel strikes and inward rolling knees and hips. The last common cause of IT band syndromes are weak muscles such as the hip or gluteal muscles, hip rotators, inner quadriceps, core muscles, and the intrinsic muscles of the feet. IT band syndrome may begin as mild pain and intensifies if left untreated. Therefore, addressing this issue with some corrective exercises is crucial for fast and long-term recovery.
Hi, I'm Mary from Pilatique Malaysia, a physiotherapist and STOTT Pilates instructor. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate a few exercises, stretches, as well as self-myofascial relief that you can do at home. So before we start, we have to prepare a few props. First is the ball. You can use a tennis ball or a golf ball, it works the same. Or if you don't have a ball, you can use a cylinder-like item like this that can withstand your weight. Even if you have a foam roller, that's fine too. And also you need a resistant band. First one is the self-myofascial release of the tensor fascia latae, which is located below the iliac crest of the pelvic that joins the iliotibial band tract. Run the ball along the tiny muscle, and if you feel a knot, hold there for 20 to 30 seconds. It is important to release the knots and tightness of the TFL before stretching, because then the stretch will be more effective. You can do this for as long as you feel that your knots are relatively reduced, and then you can move on to your stretches. Then you can move on to the stretching. This is a TFL and IT band stretch dynamically and statically, keeping your chest up, and make sure that your bottom leg is straight. Go to your desired or tolerable range of motion, then you can hold there for 30 seconds and more. Remember to always continue breathing throughout the exercise and don't hold your breath. Next is called the Pigeon Stretch, where you're going into an external rotation of the hip, stretching the glutes muscles. So you can put your elbows down to the ground to have more stretch, and make sure that your hip is square and driving the hip towards the mat. Make sure that the back is straight and you are not curling forward. If you feel that this position is difficult to achieve, you can prop yourself up a little bit higher, like the chair I'm using, or even higher if you want to. Same thing, make sure that the pelvic is square, pushing the hip towards the chair. Hold there for 30 seconds or more. You can do this for 2 to 3 sets. Next is the standing quad stretch. Basically, you're just bending the knee, pushing the heel towards the bum to stretch the quads. So you can even draw the knee slightly backwards a little bit more to get more stretch on the quad, and keep your pelvic rather neutral or slightly more posterior tilt to get more stretch. Hold in this stretch for 30 seconds and more, and try not to lean forward like that when you are stretching. Keep your body upright and face forward. First strengthening exercise, you're going to go into a side lying. Make sure that your pelvic is square and your legs, hip and shoulders is in one straight line. You're just going to lift the top leg as far as your pelvic can still maintain stable, focusing on activating and strengthening the gluteus medius muscle here. If you feel unstable, you can bend the bottom leg and continue your exercise. Make sure that you're exhaling to lift and inhaling to return. So the biggest mistake here is that you would try to go for more range of motion, but rather really try to focus on contracting the gluteus medius muscle while you're doing this. To strengthen your external rotators of the hip, you're going to use the resistant band, put it around the legs and above the kneecaps. Make sure that you're sitting upright, you're not slugging forward, and make sure that your legs are hip distance apart. You're going to breathe in to stay, exhale to external rotate. First, you're going to hold for 5 to 10 seconds to get a contraction at the side of the hip, which is over here. And then you can go within the range for 12 to 15 repetitions for 2 to 3 sets. And this is the up view for this exercise. You can draw a little bit of weight transfer to the outside of the feet. Remember that this movement is powered by the hip and not your quads. Next is the bridging exercise. Make sure that your legs are hip distance apart, pelvic is neutral, and then you're gonna lift the bum up. As usual in your bridging, make sure that your shoulder, hip and knee is in the same line and you are not anterior tilting this way. Draw into a posterior tilt of the pelvic and return. Exhale every time you lift the bum and inhale to return. Bridge exercise is one of the very well-known exercises that are effective to strengthen the gluteus muscles, and you can do this for 15 repetitions for 2 to 3 sets, making sure there's no hiking of the hip and keeping the pelvic as square as possible. Next is the narrow squat, so make sure that your legs are together and you're going to inhale to lower and exhale to stand up. So throughout the movement, try to really push the knee and the inner thighs close towards each other so that you can really activate the inner thigh and the medial part of the quads. So from side view, it is the same like any squat position where your chest and gaze are looking forward and your back is straight. Make sure you have a sensation of sitting backwards and the weight distribution should be at the middle of your feet or around the heels. Do this for 15 repetitions for 3 to 4 sets. So one of the biggest mistakes is that you hunch forward and look down throughout the exercise. You can do this exercise with an object in between the knees or a pillow to get more feedback. Last one is the seated single leg squat. So you're gonna exhale to stand up with one leg powering through the movement and inhale to return. Make sure throughout the movement your chest is up and you really try to balance with one leg only. So it's great to note that you are squeezing your bum at the top of your movement. Do this for 12 to 15 repetitions for 2 to 3 sets for each leg. From the front view, as you can see that the hip shouldn't be dropping this way. The gluteus medius should be always engaging throughout the movement. Pelvic is square and not hiking at all. Even as you're lowering down, always controlling the hip, and you can change sides after. So that is all for the video, and I hope you guys find these exercises useful for you for your IT band syndrome. If you have an inquiry or you want to book a complimentary consultation session with us, do visit our Instagram or Facebook page at Pilatique Malaysia. Remember to like the video, share and subscribe.